Welcome to another edition of Vegas Badboyz of podcasting. I'm your host, DJ Impact. I got the Bad Boys here with me today. It's good to see you, fellas. We got a lot of wrestling to talk about. I'm getting my phone together right now. Hopefully everyone is on their way to hop on to the Facebook chat so that you can throw in all of your comments and we can try to get it in as we can. We want to be able to respond to as many as the comments. So if you can, definitely jump on and, let's have a conversation. All right. With that, let me first off, just by saying that we're recording this on a Sunday night. The podcast is going to be released tomorrow. But definitely our hearts and prayers go out to our people out in New Orleans or the whole state of Louisiana, to be completely honest with you. I mean, it is being just devastated right now by Hurricane Ida. I've just been watching the reports and I'm just amazed. There no power at all in the entire area. Simon Street, I know you have some family members, not from New Orleans, but not too far from the area. Is everybody good from your family and everything?
I haven't heard anything just yet because my hometown is on the opposite side of, we're on the hill, but having no power in hurricane season is not abnormal, but it's usually a precursor to a rough one. So
sure. Yeah. So just with that, I hope everyone, everything turns out okay, and we'll keep you in our thoughts. So SmackDown and Raw, we're going to kind of kick off how we normally do it. Normally we talk about the shows per the day they come on. Now with Rampage throwing things in there, it's just let's just knock the majority of it out at once in City,
Right?
Might as well. Let's do Raw and SmackDown, and of course, this is the show coming right after SummerSlam. So a lot of new storylines are going to get presented, and I guess starting with Raw, it was about who's going to be Bobby Lashley's next challenger. And so it looked like we had got possibly Damian Priest, looked like Sheamus, and then who pops up again? Oh boy, Drew McIntyre.
I blame you. I blame you. I blame you.
Deja vu. That's all I got to say. Deja vu.
I tell you this, though. I'm beginning to think that maybe they don't quite know what to do with Drew. Are you guys getting that kind of idea?
You think?
You just figured that out? We've been figuring that shit out for like the last 6 months.
No shit.
They
haven't known what to do with him since, coronavirus.
Well, no, they do to give him the championship during that time.
Yeah, but a lot of good it did him.
I don't think, here's me. I don't mind, a
guy in a dress.
Well, other than a guy in a dress. How did you know? No, I don't mind, Drew and his little title run that he had. I didn't have the fact that he went for the title 2 times, right? But what I do have a problem is them having him pop on, and it has to be too closely around, the current champion, Bobby Lashley. It just, for me, we need to go in a different direction. When I saw him pop up on Raw, I'm like, when is the damn draft? When is the draft? Let's hurry up and just get this going. Have him move over to SmackDown. Come on.
So he can go on SmackDown and wrestle Roman Reigns for 50 times.
I mean, at least
him.
Totally
let him go get some of that con money.
Oh
God. See, Steve, Steve knows. I mean, he's not that valuable.
Wow.
Maybe you should go to Impact Wrestling.
I like Drew.
In fact, you know what we should start suggesting? That guys like Drew and anyone else that DJ goes, I like them. They should all just go to Impact. And then this way, he can walk Impact, he can have a heyday, and that would be great. We don't have to suffer through these guys.
Well, because we know it's hard to watch Impact Wrestling, not because the product is horrible. It's just mostly because it's hard to get access.
Well played.
Well, I'm glad you said that. that it is enjoyable to watch. Thank you very much. You know,
if I could just get that access.
Yeah. Well, you know, just move over to either DirecTV or $7.99 Impact Plus, and you'll be taken care of. Boom.
I'm gonna use your code. Go and send me the information, Impact.
Oh my God. Okay. Any other points from Raw you guys want to talk about? It looked like Eva Marie attacked Doudrop. Karrion Kross defeated Ricochet. Oh, Logan Paul appeared on the John Morrison's Moist TV.
Oh my gosh.
Logan Paul, I mean, this guy has just been making his rounds, right? And he seemed like he's hated everywhere he goes.
Pure heel.
Yeah.
He gets great heat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't hate on that at all.
But he gets heat. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, he knows exactly what to say and what to do to make people hate him even more. That's what is so great about him making the rounds, like what you were saying.
Well, I'm sure he's been, he's probably been following, wrestling for a while to know what it takes to create that.
It's not even that, dude. You got to figure in general, he gets so much heat because people don't like him. That being a YouTube person, that he already knows what it takes. All he has to do is show up in whatever it is, and he realizes that if he says the opposite of what people think, you're going to get heat.
Right.
The bigger question is, can he work?
I don't think he can work, first and foremost. But the reason why he does get the heat he does is it for the long-term career of him, it could be somewhat beneficial, but I can see it collapse on him because people didn't have a big problem with Logan Paul or his brother. It was only recently when he started exploiting, and that's the thing I'm going to use, the word exploiting boxing. And, you put Money Mayweather, he exploited the own sport that gave him his fame. And a lot of boxing people did not like it. So, I mean, yeah, you coming over to WWE shouldn't be such a big problem, but you're carrying a lot of that heat from that experience. A lot of people, it left a lot of bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, how that went down.
I'll disagree on one point, though, and that is this. Who won the Pacquiao fight?
I never watched that shit.
See, that's it. I just hit it right. Until you said boxing, I totally forgot Pacquiao had a fight on last Saturday. And the fact of the matter is, it's true, though. You saw nothing about this fight. You saw tons of publicity about wrestling that weekend, but nothing about boxing. So I think the 8 people that, are pissed at Logan for exploiting boxing, sure. But the truer thing is that he understands the medium. When you have a social media presence and you understand what ticks people off and pisses people off, then if you go in front of a live crowd, it makes your job a whole lot easier.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. Well, there's one thing I do want to say that was brought up by Sean in the chat, which I was going to say. Sean states that boxing is evolving just like wrestling has, and that is the new boxing. And it's not just seeing it in boxing. You're going to see UFC follow right behind that because what puts asses in seats is controversy. Having these almost like shoot promos, having people with mouthpieces. You're going to see a lot of that in boxing coming up in UFC. So, I mean, that's just going to be the landscape.
I disagree with that. And the reason I disagree with that is that boxing is where the shit talking originated. And they lost it because no one's got a personality now. You don't know who any of these fucking heavyweights are. The middleweight guys are basically, except for guys like Mayweather and guys like Pacquiao, who have been able to basically break that barrier, they're just a bunch of vanilla generic guys. And that's that.
I agree. But more importantly, even how we've stated a long time ago with wrestling, even when we started this podcast, we had a huge debate where we talked about the qualifications for you to make it in this business and in other sports is you got to have a mouthpiece. You got to have a mouthpiece on. You got to have more of a presentation about you other than just your skill set. I'm sorry. It no longer can be denied. You can't be silent and vanilla and be largely athletic and successful. It just, I'm sorry, I've seen too many guys that aren't even that athletic who are up there big names on marquees for boxing because they just bring this presence of a cult of personality, if you will.
Yeah, but you answered your own question. It's been going on in boxing since Muhammad Ali.
No, I agree with you.
Back.
No, I agree with you.
It's not that it doesn't go on. It's just that the guys that are doing it now, and let's be honest, one of the reasons is because a lot of the guys aren't American. You don't get the same promos.
It's true. That's very, very true.
Okay.
I just feel like a consumer, there's more that they're craving now. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave it at that. There's just more that's craving. And so people coming up in any sport, whether it be UFC or boxing, they're going to have a mouthpiece. So the young ones coming in right now knows that that's going to lend well to the progression of their career. Let's put it that way.
All right. Well, good conversation there on boxing. Anything else on Raw? Maybe
the fallout between the Moist brothers.
That was what I was going to get to. I mean, we talked about the guest on that segment, but realistically, the long-lasting effect of it is that Miz and Morrison, obviously, we now see the rift between them. So we're obviously there's going to be a feud. We're going to see where this goes, how long they stretch this out. But I definitely think that the smart way to do this is to have them feud going into the draft and then separate them via the draft. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do.
Or we see a Maurice return and we see Taya come up and maybe you have, a moist foursome.
Oh, wow. But you know what's kind of funny with that one? And Sensei Steve, I will 120% agree with you. I hope they do that. I hope that they split them up real quick because this feud is not going to be as exciting as people want it to be. Because here's the thing. We were talking about mouthpieces just a couple minutes ago. Okay, look, Morrison is not known for his mouthpiece. Now, he's done pretty diligent lately with the whole moist stick, but that's a shtick. He's not known for his promos. And so with the Miz, I would assume that you need to be able to match him because he's going to have some fire promos, whatever he's doing. And if you fall short of that, it's just going to be like, okay, Miz is amazing. Morrison's kind of like, okay.
Can he still be?
But put them in the ring together.
Well, yeah, the ring is a totally different story because Morrison is way more athletic and
so it
can do way more. How do they set it up?
Can he still be Johnny Drip Drip?
Yes, he can. He can go Johnny Drip Drip and just open your mouth when he squeezes that wetness, and you can be wet too.
There we go. All right.
Well, I mean, let's face it. How many of those drip sticks are they going to sell to kids? Basically, make him a face and sell those as toys. Huge.
Yeah.
What else happened?
We also had Xavier Woods. He defeated Miz. You got Mansoor defeated Jinder Mahal.
Oh, come on. Why are we mentioning crap?
No. It is crap on face, but the one thing, and y'all could tell me, if you saw it, I like the whole dynamic they have with Ali and Mansoor. I kind of like it. It's kind of like the shady guy, which is Ali, kind of telling him like, look, man, you can go ahead and do this your way, but my way is, the cheat way. So it's almost like a battle to kind of like corrupt Mansoor. I mean, I was entertained by it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people weren't. I would like to see that kind of grow some kind of way, and that be their whole thing is every week Ali's trying to corrupt Mansoor.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I can't wait to see Retribution come back. What the fuck, dude? We've seen it.
I didn't even say it. You know how to wear a mask.
Dude needs to go.
Speaking of Retribution and people coming out in masks, how about that Karrion Kross wardrobe change?
You know what? Obviously, that's how Vince looks at him.
Right.
A warrior.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. If you are going to put leather straps on someone, please make sure that the leather is not going to snap. So
no shit.
He doesn't have to spend half the fucking match trying to yank it him back. That was the only real downside. Is it was like, come on, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I would love if they ever released it? Let's just say, when Vince McMahon comes up with these brilliant fucking ideas and someone happened to tape all these conversations, like just a compilation of all of these live outtakes of him and these crazy ass ideas, like the love the straps for Karrion Kross. He probably called him Batista. Batista, you should go out there and wear leather straps and dress like a Coliseum warrior. It would just be entertaining for me to have to listen to some shit like that.
Gotcha. Alexa Bliss confronted Charlotte Flair. No one excited about that? All right.
Question. No. I mean, it could be exciting, but question mark. Where the fuck is it going to go? I know Matt Michaels is going to say, "Well, watch next Monday and see," but I wasn't deeply excited. I don't know if I was the only person that felt that way.
All right.
You'll see next Monday.
That's how I knew you was going to say it.
Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley defeated Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Got a chance to see that. And of course, you got a chance to see Riddle and Orton's celebration, which eventually brought out AJ Styles and Omos. So that was your show, guys. Overall, was you pleased for a show after SummerSlam?
I mean, it was okay. It was expected.
It was all right. All right.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was 3 hours of my life I can never have back. So
you always say 3 hours of your life you never come. You don't watch it fucking live, shot for shot for 3 hours.
I skipped through the DVR commercials.
Yeah, so it's not 3 hours, dude. With the commercials they put in there, you're wasting about an hour of your life.
All right, well, let's move right over into SmackDown. And of course, you had to start off the show with Becky Lynch. Big pop for her. Brings Bianca back out there, and everyone else now coming back wanting that title shot. What's you guys' take on that?
Why did Mella come out?
She wants to be in that title shot.
Of course.
Zelina wants that title shot. And now Liv Morgan. Let me just say this, though. I will say this. I thought the match with Bianca and Liv Morgan was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought that match was
too.
really good. Yeah. If anything, it really made Liv look good. You know what I mean? So, I mean, shout out to that match. But, yeah, I don't know where they go from there.
Let me ask you this question. Did y'all hear the commentary on that one when Mella came out? And I believe it was the fact that I think that's when somebody had said they kept losing. And I think it was Kevin Owens, because he was at announcer. He said he was asking if Michael Cole agreed, and then he goes over to Corey Graves. Corey Graves, do you agree? He's like,
Can we just look at the fact that everyone was so upset when Zelina Vega got released, and then they bring her back, and now you realize she can't do shit, and she's shorter than an average woman. I think she's like 4'1" or like 3'7", right? Because standing in the ring.
7? Hold on now.
Go back and look at her when she came in the ring.
Yeah,
and
she's tiny.
She is tiny, man.
Yeah.
Becky
Is she
Lynch
shorter?
was a monster.
Hey, Sensei Steve, is she shorter than what's her name? And her name's not coming to my head. She's on AEW.
Layla Hirsch.
Yeah, is she shorter than Layla Hirsch? Because Layla Hirsch is a little shorty. She got to be at least 4'9".
According to the most authoritative site on the planet, Wikipedia, Zelina Vega is 5 feet 1 inch tall. So yeah, she's she's right there with Alexa Bliss for stature, if you will.
Yeah, too bad Alexa Bliss knows how to do shit.
I think Zelina Vega still has some tricks in her bag, but I think the problem is she's just happy to be back and then be able to do her cosplay every time she comes out.
Yeah.
I think that was the whole nature of her getting back, and it's better than not working.
Well, according to numerous people that are pretty close to her, one of the big reasons why she re-signed was the prospect of being able to spend time with her husband. And then immediately after she signs, her husband gets let go.
Oh, well.
No, I'm just saying, like,
fucking cares. You're stupid enough to sign a contract. You worked in the company. You know how shit goes. What were you thinking? So, oh, well.
Well, hey, shout out to John. He did say that she's taller than Hornswoggle. Barely.
Man, I have footstools that are taller than Hornswoggle.
Oh, really? I have actual stools that are taller than Hornswoggle.
Oh, God.
Oh, man, of course.
Little people problems. That's horrible.
Paul Heyman had an issue trying to get into the door. What happened there?
Yeah.
I'm loving where this is going. This is just great writing, great storytelling. And man, I mean, the Usos was on point.
Yep.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't been excited for a t-shirt in a long time, but that Bloodline shirt, I already went on there. It says pre-order. I said, I gotta do it, man. I gotta do it. Those shirts are fire. I love it. You know, but yeah, I mean, this is great, right? I mean, this is really going to come down to where Heyman's loyalty is. It's going to be great. And leading up to it, just exciting. I mean, what's your guys' take on that?
I would have liked to have seen Brock Lesnar on the show.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. I know he doesn't have, you know, he has a very limited number of appearances and things of that nature in his contract. And I get that. But realistically speaking, with all the stuff that happened over the last week, and, you know, things happening in the wrestling world, yes, strike while the iron's hot. Have Brock on the show. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that was something that came across pretty glaring to me.
I mean, they could do that because technically he didn't come back attacking Roman, you know, right. So it could just kind of be like, what's up, man? What's, you know, kind of a,
you just have the bill. Yeah. You have the bill. Exactly. Yeah. No reason to drag him out right now because they're setting up Finn Balor. Okay. You know, we'll see what happens next week. And most likely that's when you see the first emergence of Brock. And I think it's going to be in one of those situations where you think naturally Brock would be coming down to help Finn because Finn's getting his ass kicked. And maybe Brock just comes and just watches.
Yeah.
Play it out.
Absolutely.
Well, the only thing I just want to know, and we even had John in the chat talking about what a lot of people have been talking about, Paul Heyman on a pole match or Paul Heyman in a cage. Like honestly, I mean, yeah, it would be entertaining because Paul Heyman himself is entertaining in that situation. But I wonder, like, how does this move forward? And it's something other than that. That seems to be what's expected. So, I mean, obviously that's what's going to happen because if it's expected, WWE is going to do it.
You're saying obviously. We didn't even see Brock Lesnar on the show, and you're already jumping to all we're going to get is Paul Heyman on a fucking. No, man, I'm not going to let you get away with that,
bruh.
Not
this
at
is
all.
WWE we talking about, okay? If it's obvious, it's probably going to happen.
Not at all.
You don't think it's going to happen? They ain't going to string up that man in a cage and have him go like, oh. You don't think that's going to happen?
No, not at all. Because Paul Heyman won't let it happen.
Why not?
Because it's Paul Heyman. He's not going to do something fucking ridiculous to make himself look ridiculous. Most likely what's going to end up happening is there's going to be a swerve or a double swerve. But you got to wait. Let it fucking build.
I actually like what Chris just put in the chat here. He says, I'd love to see Heyman as a special guest referee between Brock and Roman at Survivor Series.
See,
put him in a spot where he has to pick a side.
See, that's different.
Sure.
Yeah.
You already booked it that he's going to be on a forklift. And
I didn't book shit. I didn't
I'll-
book shit.
A
Come
la
on
Judy
now.
Bagwell, bro.
I'm just
That's
saying.
hilarious.
I'm just saying. I want some stuff outside the box, as Chris had mentioned, something like that, because most times, even if it wasn't Paul Heyman, it seems to be going some bullshit like this, and I just get
you want
tired of it.
something outside of the box, and you're agreeing with let's make a guy a special referee.
I mean,
Which
it's a lot
is
better
the
than sitting on a
go-to
pole or in a
fucking
cage.
thing. It's the go-to fucking thing that is done almost bi-weekly on wrestling shows. So
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Once again, Matt Michaels is right.
All right. So, hey, have any of us who have attempted to play the machines here in Vegas ever had $35 and turned that into millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars or just even thousands of dollars? I mean, no. Well, it happened to Corbin, man, and he is rich and he is happy rich right now.
Boom.
They finally are using that trademark that they filed a couple of months ago. I wondered how they were going to get to the Happy Corbin gimmick, but here we are. So
fucking
see.
lame. So fucking lame.
You don't like it? I actually like it.
No, I think it's
like
fucking stupid. It's the same shit they did with Cameron Grimes in NXT, just done a little bit different. All of a sudden, he came up under some money, and now he's just Mr. Big Shot.
but he's not Mr. Big Shot. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's still Corbin. Did you not watch the segment?
I did.
Right.
It's fucking annoying, man. Get him off of fucking TV.
Still-
Where are the releases when you need them?
Oh,
let's-
God.
wait.
Man, Corbin.
You know,
dude.
let's be honest here. Simon just wants the craps table dealer to be the special referee in the match.
No,
That would
no,
be
that's
new.
not what I want. No, I want Corbin to be the craps dealer. That's what I want.
Hey, and shout out to Sean. He's right. Always happens to out of towners. That
yeah,
is
no
true.
shit.
It's very true. Very true.
I swear I read that every day, you know, and usually from Hawaii. My Lord.
And of all places to do it at fucking Park MGM. I don't think I've made a fucking dollar in that fucking place.
Right.
But everybody else has.
Well, I love the gimmick and it was great. And of course, he called out Big E. He wanted to go ahead and purchase that Money in the Bank briefcase. And man, I don't know, for $100,000, I'm sure you guys would have went ahead and took that, right? I mean, come on,
You know, it's
$100,000. What's up, man?
It's funny because subconsciously, I thought what would be great is, and I hadn't watched NXT yet, so I thought what would have been great is if E would have been like $100,000 for this briefcase, this one, $100,000, sure, you got it. Here you go. Walked away with the money, and then when you open it up, it's the fucking toy briefcase.
Well, I actually thought that was what they were going to do at first. I thought that's where they were headed. But yeah,
they already did the fake
They already done it.
$1 belt on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So those of us who,
right.
so those of us who didn't watch it, didn't realize that until later. So
Sure. Yeah.
Which I'll get into that in NXT, what I thought of that, because that was classic. That's all I'll say.
Okay. All right. Anything else that happened? Looked like there was a match with Boobs and Nakamura.
oh, why are you even talking about shit? You're mentioning like the worst shit. Boogs and Nakamura versus.
I thought he said boobs.
Boobs.
He said
Oh,
boobs. I was
The
like,
next one you had Dominic and Sami Zayn. You got a chance to see that.
that was
Didn't
Nobody-
care for the match, but I liked the aftermath because I can see
there
where
you
it's
go.
going.
Everybody has bad days, son. Everybody has bad days.
And what's nice about this is when you watch the fact that it's that kind of stuff that Mysterio is doing, you actually kind of want to see Dominic just kick his ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's smart because you make him a heel, but you make him a relatable heel. for someone that people, just kind of think is right now.
Yeah.
Like a son that just does not like his father's way of life.
Yeah,
He should be.
His dad's
he should be
been
off
dead for 15 years now, or whatever it's been.
They're going back to that old program with Eddie Guerrero. I love it. Well, whatever it is, I wish that they would do it. Get it fucking on. Take him off of TV. Let him go get some fucking meat on them bones. Get a little buff. Get juiced. Whatever you want. And then put him back on full hill capacity, and he got some muscles. That would be entertainment. Are y'all not feeling that shit?
No, like I'm good with Dominic turning heel and beating the shit out of Ray, without a doubt.
Have him hang out with the bad guys.
I'm down, dude. Have him change up his look entirely. Yeah, hell yeah.
You want to get two people over at once. Have them start fucking Eva Marie.
Have them start fucking? Did I hear you correctly when you said have them start fucking Eva Marie?
Yeah, show he's a grown-up man.
Oh boy.
He'll come out with a full mustache, right? And she'll just come out the room in a towel saying, "This is Eva." I almost said it. Evolution.
Yeah, but he's gonna come out. It's gonna be a burnt red beard he's got going
on.
Oh
my god. Okay, so we have a championship celebration, of course.
What it smell like?
Show. And where's I've got to make that
the views expressed in Vegas Badboyz are not
gotta make
Simon Street, obviously.
Let me talk to my producer. Producer, can you remind me to make that? You got it? Remind me? All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Our producer took a note of that, so we should have that by next week. Yeah. Roman Reigns, I think, is the only one that had some pyro when he finally came out for the celebration. They kept they didn't give anybody else any, but that pyro was pretty lit for him.
They had pyro on Raw as well.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, there was tons to make up for what wasn't at SummerSlam. It was almost like they were saying, like, we have, like, and I'm sorry I didn't miss this for Raw because I didn't think about it. But when Charlotte was doing her promo, she paused for a whole fucking moment. They did her quick music, and then a whole bunch of little freaking pyro went out. I mean, it was just.
Well, I mean, they did the major one for Riddle.
Yeah.
And So.
Did you peek during those moments? Because you're one of those WWE fans that needs pyro included in their ticket price.
Well, if it was at the live show, that probably would have been it. But I'm at home, so. But hey,
at home he gets out his sparklers.
His sparklers
just to give himself a feel like he's at the live event.
Oh man,
awesome.
And Sean, yes, you might be right about that for what you said, but I'm not going to repeat what you said, so I'm gonna keep it going.
Hey, Sean, I saw what you said. Yeah, I agree with you on that one too. 100%.
Well,
I'd rather
put it out there, he said
Eva.
that DJ is making his wife take notes. So, whatever. I have several producers here, and they don't necessarily have to be all family.
But she's the only producer that puts up with your shit. So, I mean, it works.
All right, let's move on, man. Let's get over. That was Raw, SmackDown. How about a little AEW Dynamite and Rampage? It should be pretty quick because Rampage was boring. But go ahead, man. What you? It was.
Oh, come on, wow. Come on. You actually liked Rampage?
Way to tee it up.
Dude, more than anything, I'm just laughing about the way that you handed that over to me. It's like, here you go, talk about this piece of shit. Yeah.
Totally teed it up.
No, I didn't say, but I didn't say that about Dynamite. I just said Rampage. One, it was tough. Yeah.
You got to remember that he's got to talk about Impact. So it's a fair switch off.
It's true.
Very true. Very true.
And Impact wasn't that better. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
So realistically, let's start off with this. So of course the show kicked off with starting with Dynamite. And first things first, right out of the gate, you throw two snippets of Punk on last week's Rampage. You get everybody built up. This is going to be CM Punk's first appearance on Dynamite, right? So you're probably going to have a big crossover section of fans, maybe some fans that hadn't tuned into AEW before. Maybe, appealing to that lapsed fan base that we've talked so much about. And what do you trot out there to start the show? Orange Cassidy versus Matt Hardy. And the very first sequence of that match is Orange Cassidy doing the slow-mo kicks that we all love him for. But to the casual fan, I could only imagine what was going through their mind while this shit was going on. As if to say,
that motherfucker comes out in a WWE ring, fans would just be like, this is shit. This isn't wrestling. Yeah. You got a great point with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, realistically speaking, looking over this card, I don't know if I would have started with that, to be honest. I probably would have done the Varsity Blondes versus Lucha Bros match to start the show. Because that match actually was, it was pretty solid. Now, no major slight to Cassidy and Hardy. Both of those guys worked pretty hard. And how about the string of freak injuries sustained by Matt Hardy in AEW? I mean, the guy takes a fucking cross body, a seemingly harmless move from Orange Cassidy, and next thing you know, his face is just exploded. He posted some photos to social media. The crossbody really fucked him up. Like, he had a bulging lip and like all sorts of bruising and stuff. And that's some shit that we just don't think about. It's pretty crazy. Like,
he didn't get his. It's weird because, okay, let's face it, Matt has been wrestling forever.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the way that Orange came up, he was just a little too high for Matt. And he literally caught him where that nose you could see it in the video, where his nose
immediately.
I was like, holy fuck. And it's like, it's a nose, so it's going to explode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Hardy. Is there any way we can get Matt? Like, do we have to come up with a retirement fund or something?
You may need that in the future. And it's sad to say that, because I mean, there's not much that hasn't been broken in his body.
Yeah, pretty much. And speaking of retirement, up next we had Chris Jericho cutting a promo. I wonder, who possibly stated that this very thing could happen. Jericho comes out with his tail between his legs, saying, "I lost to you again, but give me one more shot. And if I can't beat you, then I'll retire." Probably a smart person somewhere said that.
Did you get a check, though? Did you get a check?
Of course fucking not.
You need to get a check, man, because you're the person that prophesies that. In fact, you're more of a prophet than Meltzer.
So I would be okay with John's comment in the chat. He says TK will be sending Steve a sweet treat in a plastic bag real soon. I'd take that.
Listen, TK don't know about sweet treats. He only knows about burger candy.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. Anyway, so we've got to match it all out. MJF, Jericho for like the 85th time. And if Jericho loses, then he retires and is resigned to the commentator booth at Rampage. Okay.
Well, it's a good thing that Chicago just put in that mask mandate for indoor events, because now they can pump in whatever the crowd reaction needs to be for that match.
Well, realistically, though, I think that they would get the outcome as far as the crowd reaction that they would want. I mean, you're going to have fans that are still going to cheer Jericho, no matter how how bad a shape he's in, or no matter how bad he looks. You're going to have people that are going to cheer him just because it's Chris Jericho.
But do you think we've also hit the point, though, where it's becoming MJF is more of that, what fans want to get behind, than Chris is right now?
I think not to cut you off. I think that the thing is, and there's no other way to say this, AEW typically doesn't insult their viewers' intelligence. Typically, there are exceptions to that, but as kind of a trade-off, what I've noticed is fans are more likely to cheer the guys that should be cheered and boo the guys that should be booed on AEW programming, almost as if it's a trade-off, because AEW doesn't insult the fans' intelligence nearly as much as other mainstream professional wrestling shows. And I think that, yes, there definitely has to be kind of, that unwritten and unspoken engagement between the promoter and, the wrestling company and the fans. Hey, we're not going to insult your intelligence, but, we're going to try to outline who should be cheered, who should be booed. And, it typically plays out for AEW. So
let me ask you this question.
I can kind of agree.
Speaking of insult to fan intelligence, John in the chat said it'd be like Hulk Hogan as Mr. America, but actually good. If that were to be something like that, would that be an insult to fans' intelligence? If, Jericho retires, but then comes out with a freaking, I don't know, Excalibur mask or something and tries to wrestle? Because I think it was mentioned last week in the show, something like that could possibly happen.
Wait. That was me. Wait, that was me. And I said, put him on commentary. Replace Excalibur with Excalibur, but it's Jericho under a mask.
Right,
it's never been done where it's never been the wrestling. It's commentary. Do something like that, but not. Steve is right. They are not going to. If they do something like that,
oh God, yeah, they will lose. They will lose the trust of that audience.
Yeah,
without question. The promo is what it was. I mean, Jericho's still a good promo. Whatever. Varsity Blondes versus the Lucha Bros. This was a match in the tag team eliminator tournament. Lucha Bros pick up the win in 10 minutes. Varsity Blondes look really good in this. Ray Phoenix is on another level though. He was by far the MVP of this match. And also in another match that we'll talk about, he did extremely well too. But yeah, this, if nothing else, should have been the match that started the show, like I said earlier. But nonetheless, the placement of this match I wasn't a fan of it. It was what it was. But the thing that I really need to talk about right now is the next match, which was Jamie Hayter versus Red Velvet. So we've been doing okay with the women's division. It's shown a lot of progress, but unfortunately this match seemed to did not click. These guys did not have any sort of chemistry whatsoever. It looked like as if Red Velvet missed a spot and was just thrown off entirely from there. And then that overshoot on the moonsault. Yeah. The overshoot on the moonsault. And then Jamie Hayter with the presence of mind just to basically kick right up and just say, fuck this. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you with a fucking, I'm going to drop you. I'm going to hit you with a lariat. It's going to be over. We're going home. This is it. We're done. Right. So, I mean, if nothing else, thanks for the, putting us out of our misery with the quick ending on that, Jamie Hayter. Much appreciated.
Someone is going to either get paralyzed or die in an AEW ring. If you look at all the shit that's happened throughout, the almost 2 years. So let's just hope that things start to get cleaned up, and this is one reason that Tony Khan doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, because he's not a wrestling guy. To let Red Velvet go out there and perform like that, she should have been, again, fired on the fucking spot, because she put Jamie in jeopardy. And that's what I don't like. If a wrestler is going out there and this is the national stage and they can't perform safely, let alone their own safety, because that moonsault, when she did that move, man, she almost fucking landed on her fucking neck. Yeah. It was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely goes without saying. There's been many times, and I don't watch AEW as a product all the time, to where I've seen the oversight of Tony Khan in a lot of things. So if I'm noticing and I'm barely watching it, I mean, imagine how you guys must feel. You guys watch it way more than I do. Something bad is going to happen. And I did see that moonsault, and that was scary to watch, cringy to watch.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. So, yeah, let's move on. There was another promo with the Dark Order. It looks like as if Alex Reynolds is breaking away from the group for the foreseeable future. The real reasoning behind that is his wife actually is about ready to give birth. So he's about ready to become a father, and he's taking some time away. But this is how they're writing him out of the Dark Order for now, I guess.
Isn't that funny that his wife's having a baby and he gets written off TV to spend time with his wife? Cody's wife has a baby and they get their own fucking series, and he's wrestling like 90 days a week, and yeah.
Dude, yeah. Hey, everything has to be about Cody, man. We've talked about that numerous times on the show. Hell, even the fucking the new show that they're getting, it's right there in the fucking ad. His own wife is calling him an egomaniac. Right there. I mean, if Brandy Rhodes is saying it, then no one else, there's no problem with anyone else saying it. So there's that.
Boom.
Anyway, let's talk about better things. Let's talk about CM Punk coming out, being interviewed by Tony Schiavone, and again, cuts a great promo as we would expect. And he name dropped Penta, Phoenix, Pillman, Jungle Boy. And then he said, but before all those young names, there's one guy. And the fans start chanting for Darby. And it's pretty awesome that
putting a lot of pressure there on good old Darby.
Of course he is. But I mean, realistically, as Punk said himself, if 15-year-old CM Punk, Phil Brooks, was watching AEW, his favorite pro wrestler would be Darby Allin. So, I mean, that's one hell of a statement to use to put over Darby, for sure.
Does that mean that all of you fans in there are about 15 years old then?
Well, it's definitely a good attempt to try and project that, right? It's smart. Though.
I get what he's saying. I'm just saying. It was just funny how he.
But he has a point. No. But I'm sorry to interject, but he has a point because I've caught my son watching AEW when I'm skimming through it, and he was more attentive to Darby Allin. I mean, because again, that's something that would fit that demographic, and if that is a goal, for
kids like people who look like them.
But but 15.
And that's the number one reason none of the kids, if they even watch the show, like you at all.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. Well, they should. They should hate me.
There you go. Anyway, obviously, this launched right into an interesting section of this promo where Punk, he said if he's going to answer whether he can still be the best in the world. And at this point, a yes chant broke out, in which Punk simply gets a sly smile on his face and says that's somebody else's shtick, and you might just need to be a little bit more patient. And obviously alluding to Bryan Danielson making his appearance. It's been rumored possibly the Arthur Ashe show, or possibly even as soon as All Out. So we'll see what happens there. But I could definitely see them bringing in Danielson at All Out for sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. Him and Punk can wrestle, and then they're doing exactly what they said they're going to do, put over the young guys.
Anyway, Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston versus the Wingmen. Again, this overhyped episode of AEW Dark, which is on in place of Dynamite, I guess. To no one's surprise, Darby, Moxley, Kingston win the match, 9 minutes. Whatever. You had Kenny Omega cutting a promo in the ring with Tony Schiavone. Don Callis was out there, Michael Nakazawa, and Brandon Cutler. Yeah, they played the video clip package saying that that Don Callis actually booked Christian Cage in his first pro wrestling match, which was a shoot. And I do like how they're kind of weaving in this kind of work shoot aspect into this storyline. They did get some people on there to talk about how bad Christian Cage was in the match, and how Don had his eye on this guy named Kenny, who just so happened to be 10 years old at the time. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then you have Don Callis in the ring cutting a promo on Christian Cage and name dropping the fact that he said that he used his power to favor his family over talent. And that makes him just like Bill Watts, Eddie Graham, Vince McMahon, and Vern Gagne. Oof. All right. We had a Vince McMahon mention on AEW TV.
All right.
Interesting to say the least. Yeah, obviously this led to, Christian getting beaten down, Frankie Kazarian making the save.
Wait. They mentioned Vince on TV. Is Vince coming? Is he coming?
I don't know, Michaels. Is he? You would know better than any of us.
Exactly.
I don't know. This is news to me. Boy, I can't wait to see him.
You know what? You're going to have to cut the Vince McMahon image out and put it into that AEW now. Yeah.
Tony Khan's going to send him, instead of a fruit basket, just a basket of cocaine.
Oh,
welcome.
And then finally, our main event of the evening, I guess, Malachi Black versus Brock Anderson. 3-minute squash. This had no right to be in the main event slot. I don't. Again, booking. I don't get it. Yeah, crowd was definitely cheering Malachi Black. He's supposed to be a heel. After he kicks Brock Anderson in the next week, fans chant one more time. So obviously, you're not exactly doing him any service as a heel. After the match, Arn jumps in the ring, stands between them, and Arn throws up the arm and blocks the Black Mass kick. And then Malachi Black just boots him in the nuts and then hits him with the same spinning kick. I thought that the way that they pulled that off was actually very smart, because if you would have just had Arn just take a kick right to the head, then they probably would have continued to chant one more time. But Arn blocks the kick, and then Malachi Black hits him with a low blow, thus reinforcing the fact that he is a heel, and then lays him out with the kick. Puts him right next to his son. I thought that was extremely well done. But for some reason, you have Lee Johnson come out and, whatever. Lee Johnson, not exactly the person that I would think that I would see standing tall at the end of an episode of Dynamite in 2021.
Uh-oh. It's official.
There it is. Yes, there you go. Thank you. And shout out to Chris also in the chat. He said, yes, Vince to AEW confirmed. There it is. All right. That's awesome. How do you feel about that, Sin City?
Hey man, whatever works.
It's hysterical. You covered the whole fucking show except for one match.
Yep. Because you know why.
Jesus.
Gun Club versus the Nightmare fucking Factory. Why? Obviously, the Gun Club wins when QT Marshall is turned into a super geek, being distracted by Paul White of all fucking people.
I can't wait to see Big Show wrestle QT Marshall on a pay-per-view. Oh, asses in seats, I say.
Dude, what the fuck?
You know what?
I intentionally left that one off and did not mention it for that reason.
Well, I will tell you this, Sin City, just to jump right into Rampage. With Excalibur, he might not want to do the JR thing and say, it's Friday night. You know what that means, because the first thing that came out of my mouth was, oh yeah, SmackDown. shit,
Right.
I need to I need to finish watching that. Yeah,
well,
ideally,
you would have watched SmackDown live and then turned right into Rampage.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, live. But yeah,
I can see them dropping that because at this point it does feel very forced. Obviously, it's an homage to Brody Lee. I can see them doing that on Wednesdays, but Fridays, I don't quite think so. We'll see. They'll probably drive that into the ground though.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, this one did kick off. AEW Rampage did kick off with an amazing match that got the crowd hyped. Jurassic Express versus the Lucha Bros. And this match was absolutely solid. It was somewhat slow to get started, but it was absolutely awesome by the time it was all said and done. 13 minutes. Lucha Bros pick up the win. So they will go on to face the Young Bucks at All Out in the cage match. Keep in mind, they never had a return match after they lost to the Young Bucks in the ladder match 2 years ago at All Out. So kind of interesting that everything is coming back around. And hopefully at this point, with the cage being out there and, them kind of building everything as they have, hopefully we'll see the Lucha Bros dethrone the Young Bucks at the pay-per-view for the tag team titles.
And then the Bucks go away, please. Anyone?
I honestly, like this has the potential of being a match that could write them off TV for a little while.
I hope so.
Yeah,
cool.
And realistically, I could definitely see that happening for sure.
I hope so, because when I finally do watch AEW like I did this week, every time I see them, or even when I skim through, they look more ridiculous than they did the week prior.
Obviously, they're doing their jobs, bro.
I know they are, man, but I'm just like, what the fuck are you wearing? What are those? I'm just being real.
No shit. So elsewhere, and yes, Impact, you were right. Rampage, other than that opening match, was very, very pedestrian, we'll say. Ty Conti and the Bunny. Bunny picks up the win in 5 minutes, which is fucking stupid. First off, fucking stupid. Go ahead.
The crowd was just like, they was having their "what am I watching" moment, and why am I here? They was having that moment during that match, and it just got worse from there. And I'm just watching this thing going, like, what happened? Like, it's just so dead. I mean, I'm thinking this is supposed to be the hype show.
So here's the thing, that there were a couple of things that were working against them. Number one, the card itself wasn't great. Number two, this was the third hour of the tapings. They taped this immediately after Dynamite got finished taping. So all those things together. But still, my biggest issue with this particular match was they put it over on commentary. Ty Conti had won like 15 singles matches in a row. To have her lose via distraction fucking finish to the Bunny of all people in 5 minutes in a throwaway match, you're throwing away a 15 match win streak, which, keep in mind, wins and losses are supposed to matter, right, TK?
Uh-oh. Hey guys, I think Sin City Steve is coming back on our side. Shh, let him go. Go ahead, Sin City.
Bro, I'll never be back on your side. I don't know what you're talking about.
Impact, you're the only person that's talking about that, just as much as many of the Impact fans are talking about your championships that are at your home. It just being real with you. It'll never happen.
Oh, okay. I'm lost on that, but I know it was somewhere in there. It was gonna come out. Let me just say this right quick. Sin City. Okay. I get it that they're not used to having celebrities show up at their show. So it's gonna be a little different. But my God, I don't need to hear, boy, Giannis is having a great time. Look at him. He is just falling. Giannis, oh my God. Look, when he sits down, I'm sure he's blocking people. Oh, look at Giannis. Oh, and his brother. That's his brother right there. Oh, and Giannis came in. He just walked in. Giannis. I heard his name almost 12 times at least. And I'm going, come on, man. I get it. You got an NBA champ there. But just do like WWE. They show them, hey, you clap your hands, you celebrate, and we don't see them anymore. That's it. They just got to learn, but it was just tiring to hear. You almost thought Giannis was a part of the show. Would you agree with that?
He was.
Well, they did do a segment, a dark segment elsewhere during the tapings where they brought him out and gave him a legit AEW championship belt and the whole deal.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So, yeah. So, yeah, they basically did do that. And supposedly that whole thing was orchestrated by Mark Henry. So that
okay.
Why are these people in this company? Why are these people anywhere near this shit?
No, so as far as getting Giannis there, that was something that was done by Mark Henry, according to Tony Khan himself. He actually mentioned that in a podcast with Meltzer that Mark Henry pulled those strings. But yeah, and it seemed like as if that was all that he talked about. Those were the only contributions that Mark Henry made whatsoever to the commentary booth. Was stating that how much fun Giannis was having. It's like it got distracting.
It really did.
You saying the only addition he brought? I don't know, man. That man was on fire in that split screen interview that he did. Oh, shit.
Hey, all that I'm gonna say is at least they're trying. At least they're trying with that shit.
I say,
DJ, hold on a second.
Sure.
We go from their competition for the WWE to, well, at least they're trying. Good job, little Billy. I'm so glad. Here's your participation award.
I guess my only thing is
okay. So
take the gloves off, Sin City. Take the gloves off. Take them off.
I can't do that. I'm not going to. But regardless, the fact of the matter is that quite honestly, outside of this being a very pedestrian episode of AEW Rampage, I would definitely much rather watch both Dynamite and Rampage compared to fucking Raw, SmackDown, any other WWE based product. And especially with the fucking juvenile bullshit that looks like we're going to be getting in NXT. The shit looks like a fucking kindergartner designed the fucking logo and the
crayons, watercolors. I'll get into that too.
God only knows what we're going to be changing to. Oh yay, we're going to have another 6'6" fucking 300-pound dude can't fucking wrestle, and we're going to push him to the fucking moon. Awesome.
I'm sorry, you had to leave off a match that involved 6 guys on that roster. So the NXT logo. Oh,
elsewhere.
Great segue.
Kenny Omega, Brandon Cutler, Christian Cage, Frankie Kazarian. This match was an absolutely nothing match, and it was way too hokey. 9 minutes. Kazarian Cage pick up the win, and obviously there was no way in hell that this show was going to top last week. But again, this was extremely pedestrian, and hopefully next week they can rebound. Even though Rampage last week was the #1 sports show on all of cable TV in the 18 to 49 demographic.
Let me ask you this: going back to that, in the numbers, is it true that they pulled a 1.1 for CM Punk?
Yes.
Why does that
they beat SmackDown in the 18 to 49 demographic? More people aged 18 to 49 beat.
Why does this seem like
Rampage than SmackDown?
Why does that number to me seem relatively low though for such a huge amount for CM Punk? I'm just out of curiosity. It just seemed like it would. I'm not saying it should be a 2, but if anything, close to 1.7, 1.9, 1.1. They've already completed that number without CM Punk. So I'm just kind of curious as to. Don't you what do you think happened that didn't register for it to be a higher number?
They put it on Thunder. Essentially, why the fuck they didn't put that on their main show? I don't know, man.
Did you just say Thunder?
Yeah.
Like WCW Thunder.
It's fucking Thunder. It started off great for the first 2 episodes, and then
I heard correctly. I heard correctly then. Okay.
Wow.
Matt Michaels.
All right.
Thunder.
Let's jump over then to Impact.
No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Actually, NXT is supposed to come up next. You know what? Let's do NXT. Simon Street. I mean, go ahead. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I watched NXT, and you know, I at some point was confused as to what I was watching at some point. What is it? The TikTok tag team women?
Well, no,
it
isn't.
Huh?
Well, let me get into that. Okay.
Because
so as everybody, so because you would, it ain't your demographic.
I'm sure. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
But all right. So as we all know, obviously NXT is going to be making some changes officially starting next week. I thought it was this week. Maybe I heard differently. But we got our regular NXT and probably the last episode in this type of format. If you've seen the logo, most people who are probably in that demographic that I'm in are like, this looks juvenile and childish, look like NXT got squished together, the X is elongated out, and there's watercolors everywhere. I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is. But today's night was kind of good, and there was some sprinkles of what we probably will be looking at. I've been watching NXT for the longest. I've never heard of taking a moment to look at, when they mentioned Catanzaro and Carter's TikTok, and they didn't even do it justice. They only showed like a quick little snippet of them, like they're about to play the TikTok and then play the whole thing. So apparently we're probably going to be seeing more of that in NXT, which I'm not excited about.
Oh boy.
But hey, if you're going for a younger demographic, shit, go to freaking TikTok, but anyways, outside of all of that shit, because we'll probably get into that, the next time we have our podcast, because that shit happens next week. But it was a pretty decent night. I would say it was a pretty decent night. We started off obviously, aftermath of TakeOver. So it started off the night with Cameron Grimes coming out with Ted DiBiase, $1 Million Man. DiBiase kind of basically skimmed over some of the same things he said the first time it was there, but there was no double cross. And so, kind of celebrated, the victory that Cameron Grimes had. What was really good, and then y'all mentioned it earlier, is when, Ted DiBiase said, hey, with all good things comes to an end, and they shoot over to him going in the limo and everything. And Cameron Grimes talks about, I'm going to give this back to you. At that point, I kind of thought of, it'd be really, really cool if they had gave him a toy belt. And I really thought about it, and I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought it was the most asinine thing I could think of. And there's a lot of things I say that's asinine. So it really was out in the trash. Sure enough, he fucking turned around and did that shit. And it was an awesome moment, because I said that to me is the $1 Million Man. He always had something up his sleeve. He always would do subtle shit, but would leave a long lasting impact. And it did that. So if we don't see Ted DiBiase for a long time on NXT, I'm super excited about that. I thought that was the perfect way for him to go off in the sunset, leave his legacy behind per se. And I was happy he was here as a guest at NXT. I do not want to see him the next couple of weeks. Nothing against him personally. I love him, but it just was the best closing for him. Outside of that, the next big match, which was interesting enough, was Timothy Thatcher versus Ridge Holland. Every time I see Ridge Holland, I don't know how y'all feel about this, but I keep thinking back to that injury he had. Like every time I've seen him, he's been back with about almost 2 weeks in ring, I think you want to say. But I keep thinking back to that injury. And so that match with Timothy Thatcher was sheer delight. Unfortunately, Timothy Thatcher did sustain an injury. They haven't said what it is or anything like that. So that's not a good sign. Usually when they haven't mentioned it. At first I thought, is this a work or something? I don't know. But, hey, I'm okay with playing the fool on that one. If it is a work, oh, well, it's part of the entertainment. But they did mention on NXT, in an NXT tweet that they could not disclose what he's out indefinitely. So whatever the heck it is, whatever the heck it is. But
I really quick, Simon.
Yeah.
I just have to say, I really liked what they did with Ridge Holland during his entrance. I thought that came
with
off extremely well. Yeah, with the smoke and just the cinematography of it was awesome. And legitimately, pivoting from what I said earlier, just given what WWE is looking to do, Ridge Holland is definitely going to be pushed extremely hard in the new NXT for sure. And it wouldn't surprise me if he holds some gold before too long. Dude looked like, he looked serious. It was really well packaged, really well presented.
Well, it was even cool, even that part, whenever he was going through like the whole smoke and everything, and then you see Pete Dunne in the background, which is good because, we're going to probably see more coming down the pipeline throughout the week of what this group is. And I'll get a little bit more into that because as the match is going on and everything, and they got done, obviously, Oni Lorcan comes back and you realize Danny Burch is back. I think he was out for I think they said 6 months with his injury that he had. So it's good to see Danny Burch coming out, and he was over there just swinging and hitting everybody. And of course, Tommaso Ciampa comes out, and it's interesting because before Burch got hurt, I felt like that was the plan that they kind of wanted to have anyways, was to have him, Oni Lorcan, Danny Burch, and Pete Dunne be like a faction or a stable, if you will. And of course, those plans got nicked with the injury. But with this right now, we'll find out what their faction is going to be called, if they even have a faction. This might be associated with each other, but I do like where this is going. I really do.
War games.
Of course, it would be war games, but I'm just saying it's just in general. I like how they're pairing them together, like we thought we were going to get, over 9 months ago. I think Ridge Holland was out for about almost 9 months, even longer than that, I think, with that injury he had. Kind of moving along and everything. Of course, as we mentioned earlier with the TikTok and how it seems like NXT is kind of trying to cater to a younger demographic, I would assume, because most men that are a lot older ain't really consumed about TikTok. I know Impact is, but he's just a different breed of older male adult. But most of us aren't looking at our TikToks that much. But they did mention Caden Carter and Kat Nazaro, and I've said before in the podcast, I really like them as a tag team. I get it that they probably may not have maybe what they're looking for, but after this match that they have with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, they looked really good. They always look solid. They look coordinated. They look like an official tag team. Even going back 4 months ago, it looks like they're going to go over. It looks like they're going to probably do a push to where they'll be the next people up for a women's tag team shot. We'll see what happens, how far that goes.
They're a good team, but they got that storyline for them is not good. They should kill that.
What, the storyline of
the whole TikTok idea?
But
it's. I understand. Listen, I get TikTok's not for me. I know what TikTok is, but even watching what was being done, I don't even see from who they're trying to gather that from. They looking at that and being entertained by that, because it's not entertaining.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Sorry.
I'm no. I'm with you on that personally.
Yeah,
personally.
I'm saying.
But here's the unfortunate side of this for us older males, because that's mostly the demographic. That shit does sell, because you'll have someone that's watching it that's a younger person and will immediately go to TikTok, because that's where their fingertips are already on anyways, and will immediately go over to them, look at their TikTok. The only thing I can hope is that these people already have a pre-existing TikTok channel that when these people go to, they have more than just that one video. Do you see what I'm saying? Because that shit's going to get old.
Well, I would have to see what more of that video look, because the clips they show had them doing look like a couple of dance moves, which they wasn't. I don't know. It looks stupid. Whatever. Go ahead.
But they've been doing this for a while now. It's not like it was just once. So that's the whole thing.
They've been doing it for a while.
Yeah. The whole thing is that, it looks dumb. It looks stupid, but you're not fucking 7 years old or 10 years old or.
Yeah, but at the same time, dare I say, a 15-year-old Phil Brooks would have fucking died for that. Oh my God.
And no. You laugh, but here's the thing, because I got a 16-year-old.
I'm sorry. And NXT
that shit makes sense. That shit makes sense.
Their NXT is not trying to pull a 7-year-old, 10-year-old demographic.
You
That's
think
not what they're trying to do.
You think not?
No, not NXT. Not
you
NXT.
Think not?
You think not? NXT. Not
Come
NXT.
On. Yeah, that's been the happening.
Stay tuned.
Did you see the redesign of the logo?
It looked like some shit on CW. Like we're gonna have some cartoons. We're gonna fit NXT in between whatever the most recent cartoon is in the other cartoon.
Like we're gonna get Triple H before an episode of NXT, like the old school Disney Channel spot,
yes.
And he's gonna be like, "This is Triple H, and you're watching NXT," and he draws an X or some shit.
Oh Jesus!
You know what was funny, Sin City? I looked at that logo first thing it came to me. I said, "Oh man, WWE gonna get bought by Disney, and they gonna make NXT live in Disneyland or Disney World live." Come see NXT live at Disney World.
You know what's funny? Is what was just announced this week is fucking AEW Dark is going to be starting back at Universal Studios and doing the shit for the Universal Studios crowds.
Wouldn't be surprised. That maybe like Mickey Mouse would be right behind it and go.
Maybe we can ask Matt Michaels to sneak us in. He's got connections.
All I gotta say is ticker tape parade for Hogan coming up.
Yep.
Very soon.
Yep.
No, but interesting.
Except this time it'll be Brian Danielson.
Interesting enough with this match though, is what revolves around Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. They showed him back a little bit later on. No, but I got to mention it because some people care about Mandy Rose. Okay, Mandy Rose pops out and kind of talks about, hey, if you're interested in not going back,
I'm interested in watching Mandy Rose pop out.
Exactly, that's the only reason.
And then hold on. Here you go. Here you go. Since she pops out and she says, "Hey, Sin City Steve, if you're interested in never going back, come follow me." That sounds like a beginning of a flick. I'm just gonna say, be honest with you, but
all right. I'll be back.
It's called Sonya Deville and Mandy, the actual story. So
wow. But yeah, that's interesting because, like I said,
Steve, you already finished?
Man, my goodness.
Damn.
You guys are such bad boys.
And we are bad boys.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But yeah, kind of getting back to that. That's interesting. I guess that's going to be her capacity as a manager. And that's going to be the team that she's kind of rearing. I mean, that actually sounds bad too. But that's the team that she's going to be representing and working for.
Summer Street, you gotta speed this up, man. The show gonna go into midnight.
I kiss my ass. Steve been going on for a long time.
Well, he's part of the reason too. Let's go.
Whatever. Kiss my ass. Anyways, so I'm not gonna go
through
the
main one that is gonna tell us I gotta go to bed. I gotta go peace. You the first one be out.
Man, it's 9:19. Suss yourself, bro. Suss yourself.
All right,
in fact, Impact's only have 3 minutes to talk about Impact. So
exactly.
I only got 3 minutes, if that.
Anyways, other than that, Kaylee Ray, and this is where I have some feedback. Kaylee Ray and Valentina Feroza, they had a match. I think it's Feroza. How do you say it? How do you say it, Michael? How do you say
it? What was her first name?
Valentina.
Okay, that's a better pronunciation. That first one, you like Valentina.
I said Valentina. No, I said Valentina. Yeah. Whatever. Anyways, they had a match and everything. Obviously it ended the way it ended. Okay, here's the thing. You've been mentioning Kaylee Ray, okay? Longest reigning 649 days as UK Women's Champion. That's pretty dominant. You don't just, as Beth Phoenix says, it's one thing to get the title. It's another thing to hold it, okay? You have her go against this girl. We know usually it's a squash match, but I wasn't impressed to showcase what she's really about. Now, maybe it was just me when I saw it. How did you feel, Sensei? I feel like you could give a decent take on that? Did you feel like that was necessary, or
it was what it needed to be? It didn't need to be any longer. It was almost a 3-minute squash match.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It'll be good to see her, mix it up with the NXT women's division.
Yeah, so. We're definitely excited, and I'm glad that they stated in the commentary that what she did in UK, she's looking to do the same thing in NXT here. Our NXT Disneyland is what we'll start calling it. So, anyways, what was the fun segment that was coming out, which I found entertaining, was Samoa Joe and him coming out NXT champion, talking about everything, and then you have the woodworks come out. We've all seen it in WWE or just wrestling in general. But I understand why LA Knight come out. You lost, bro. You and not lost LOST, like lost, like you should be in catering. You lost as in at TakeOver. Why are you even rearing your head up in here? But LA Knight can do no wrong. If it's late night, it's LA Knight or some shit like that. But anyways,
Jesus
I thought it was
Christ, get to the fucking point, man.
You know what? Fuck you. Anyways, so I thought it was interesting, how all that happened, and then Tommaso Ciampa spills over, and it was more of this chaos. I thought that Joe was supposed to be the one handling this, but I guess he said, "Fuck that job. I'm now regular, management. So NXT is gonna be chaos." Shut the fuck up. Chill. Damn, doing my segment. So, anyways, I thought that was funny. But the biggest thing that I really liked, really liked, was seeing Boa. No, I'm fucking with y'all. I really didn't enjoy that. But no. The conclusion to the NXT breakout tournament, Carmelo Hayes versus Odyssey Jones. I was very, very happy with that end result. That is who I was picking to kind of go all the way. And to be honest with you, I like how they didn't overdo the celebration. You know what I mean? They had it just right. It was quick. They had this little fireworks and everything. Asked them, who do you want to pick for the next champion? I think it's going to be Swerve Scott. That's the only thing that makes sense, but I could be wrong. And it was just good. So I'm really excited to see him. And I'm sure that like most of these tournaments, you'll probably see Odyssey Jones, obviously, still showing up for matches.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
No, he's a very big dude, and he's very likable, very, very likable. And some of the other participants in that tournament you might see. They usually take 3. I'm not going to talk about Boa because that's just boring as shit, whack. But then you had your main event, which was Hit Row versus Legado del Fantasma. First and foremost, I want to say that Legado del Fantasma, can't say enough. Right now on the current landscape of WWE, definitely one of the top three-man groups. And that maybe it's just me. They're fucking solid. I like them. I don't ever want them to go to the main roster because they will ruin them. They'll probably be fragmented and sold off and carted. Some of them will get released. I love them in NXT. Please stay in NXT because I enjoy watching y'all. But y'all went against Hit Row, and Hit Row was prepared for y'all. Some outstanding performances in that match was Top Dollar, kind of showing you what you do, but definitely Adonis. I mean, like he was doing more than he normally does. He looked really impressive. But the big thing of the night was B-Fab, intervening with the bat. Are intervening, and then you have make sure I say her name correctly. Elektra Lopez comes out for what, you like her?
Oh no, I thought you said the name right.
Oh, okay, thank you. So now Legado del Fantasma has evened it out, and yes, this is what popped in my mind. Matt Michaels for War Games is these two teams. I'd rather see this for War Games than whatever they have, but they may not even do that. But fun stuff. NXT was good. I'm glad that I went longer than I needed to just so I could see Matt Michaels be irritated.
No, it's not irritation. It's just your dumbass is going to be the first one going.
It's 9:25. We didn't went to 3/4 of the show, brother. Brother, it is 9:25.
Goddamn shows to cover.
Oh my gosh!
All of a sudden, we got New Japan, which is so important. Oh.
Now his real feelings coming out. You hear this shit?
Yeah, man. Well, we appreciate it. And I actually feel bad. I was going to tell you off the show, Michaels. I feel bad because I actually forgot to leave SmackDown for you.
That's okay, because I don't need to be like, this is my segment, and I'm going to talk
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Motherfucker!
Motherfucker!
Oh God! I wish we could take commercial breaks. This would be the one we just have.
Oh shit!
Oh my God! All right.
Impact.
All right.
Okay, we're done with Impact. Let's move on to New Japan.
Well, it will be actually that fast. So I'll try not to. There was a lot going on Impact, but only a couple of things worth mentioning. Chris Bay had a match with David Finlay, which was really good and great to see. Chris Bay's Bullet Club, right? He's Bullet Club now. And
Finesse Club.
Yes, the Finesse Club, the shirt drop. I like it, guys. I might actually have to get that shirt. I'm being real.
It'll be your first Bullet Club shirt.
It would be. It would. So I should put that on and represent for next. Well, it probably won't come that fast, but maybe 2 weeks have it, and have it on for the show, represent my boy Chris Bay. But he was looking good in that match. And of course he won by doing, I guess that's Bullet Club shit cheating, right? Because he had his feet on the ropes and he got the 3. So he
any means necessary.
Pretty much. Oh man. And shout out to John. He said, who isn't in the Bullet Club nowadays? I don't know, but Chris Bay's in it. So that's shout out to him. Great match between him and David Finlay. So also they did kick off the show with they didn't kick it off. Actually, there was a portion of the show when Christian Cage came out, and Tommy Dreamer shows up and decided that he wanted to welcome Christian Cage, and he also said, hey, I want to do one more match with you. It don't have to be no championship match. It doesn't have to be. I just want to have a match with you one last time, whenever, wherever. Let's just promise to do that. And of course, they shook hands, and it was great, and everything is good. Ace Austin comes out because that's who the next championship match for Impact title is going to be. Ace Austin and Christian, and that's actually going to happen at Victory Road September 18th. So. About a good 3 weeks from now on Impact Plus, you'll get a chance to see that match. But it comes out, and of course they have this the interchange in their promos and everything. Ace Austin looking to be one of the youngest guys to hold that title, and who knows, maybe he could do it. Although I think Christian's gonna be holding on that belt for a minute, so it is what it is. But what ended up happening is they end up becoming this strife in the ring now with Ace and Fulton, and now you got Tommy in the ring, and you got Christian in the ring, and all this fighting now calls for what? For now there to be a match between Ace Austin and Tommy Dreamer, which if Tommy Dreamer wins that match, it now becomes a 3-way for the Impact title at Victory Road. Somehow Tommy Dreamer got himself in a match for that. Wow, good job, Tommy.
Are you excited for that?
That's what happens when you're a part of the Anthem corporate. I think that's what he represents. So, you just wiggle your way inside of a event that you shouldn't even be a part of. But who knows? I mean, the match hasn't happened. Maybe Ace will actually win that match and it'll stay 1-on-1. But we know where they're writing on the wall on this, right? You don't have a match like that, and it doesn't happen. See, what does John just say? He said Tommy Dreamer will wrestle Christian Cage for the TNA title with Moose as the special guest referee. Oh, man. Well, you never know, man.
That's original booking, by the way. I can't wait to see a guest referee. I've never seen that. That sounds awesome.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, outside of that, I mean, that was practically it. There was other things. Bound for Glory, they are still promoting. Don't forget, that's actually going to be out here in Las Vegas, October 23rd. I'm excited for that. Looking forward to that. I'm gonna try to keep my eyes open for when tickets go on sale for that. So, but they're promoting that heavily on their show, and I think that was the main event was Willie Mack and Rich Swann versus the Good Brothers, and this was for a non-title match. So whenever there's a non-title match, automatically that just means that Rich Swann and Willie Mack is going to win, which they did, which probably now they haven't said it yet, but we'll probably get them a match, and then they will probably lose, and the Good Brothers still hold the title. So, that's Impact for you. I mean, you gotta love what they do, man.
Predictable, huh?
But the biggest news for Willie Mack is XPW now.
Yeah, that's true. I saw that.
He's coming. One of the first big signees for XPW's big relaunch on the East Coast.
Oh,
yep.
I hadn't heard that. That's awesome.
Yeah. He also sported a new. He sported a new jacket on the show that had a like a cartoon character of him, and it looked pretty sweet. It looked real. I actually went on the shop to see it. I'm like, are y'all selling that jacket? I didn't see it, but it was pretty sweet. I'm gonna have to ask him about that. Like, man, where can one get a Willie Mack jacket like that? It was nice. But anyway, yeah, man, that was Impact, and we'll see where they go from there. Let's move on. Oh, another thing they were promoting, just as I forgot on Impact, was, of course, the all-women's pay-per-view, NWA Empowered. I mean, that was another big thing of the show. And so let's just go right into NWA Empowered just to talk a little bit about it. That was the first ever all-women's pay-per-view put together by Mickie James. Apparently, because I didn't get a chance to see it, but this was a very, the show turned out very successful, which I was glad to hear. Just to give you a couple of updates on some of the matches and winners of it. Diamante from AEW defeated Kylie Ray and Chick Tormenta. So we have that. The NWA Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament semifinal match. The Hex, Allison Kay and Marty Bell defeated Hell on Heels, which is Renee Mitchell's and Sahara 7. The NWA Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament semifinal match, Red Velvet and Kylan King defeated the Free Babes, which of course is Miranda Gordy and Jazzy Yang. And then Margaret, the Impact Knockout Championship match, Deonna Purrazzo versus Melina. Yes, Deonna held on to that title. The NWA World's Tag Team Championship match. Look like they maybe wrote that out twice on there. Yep. So we had that. And then we had the NWA World Championship match. Camille defeated Layla Hirsch. He had that. And so then they had the NWA Women's Invitational Cup Gauntlet match. And for that, so Chelsea Green, she defeated Bianca Corelli, Debbie Malenko, Lady Frost, Jamie Senegal, Genocide, Kiara Hogan, Masha Slamovich, Thunder Kitty, and Tootie Lynn. So yeah, that was pretty much the show. And
are you sure this just wasn't the lineup at the local Crazy Horse? just listen to that list of names, man. It's just like,
oh boy, that's funny. You might have a point there.
That's how they should do, Now coming to the ring.
Everybody show your love. Step into the stage. Get your dollars out.
Yeah, man. That's funny.
Shit.
Oh, in a big announcement, I almost forgot. Awesome Kong made a surprise appearance to announce her retirement from pro wrestling. So that happened too. So yeah. Overall, like I say, it seemed like it was successful. So shout out to for Mickie James for that. And hopefully I may see if there's a way I can watch that. But if not, maybe I'll catch it in the future. You know what I mean? NWA Empower. All right. Ring of Honor was very good. Did you guys get a chance to catch that? Even you, Simon Street? Did you get a chance?
I didn't get a chance to this week,
Okay.
unfortunately.
So let me just say this. And this go to Sin City because I know we mentioned before Max the Impaler. Paler, I'm sorry. She had a match against Angelina Love. But before I even talk about that, I said it last time. I'm gonna say it again. I'm really surprised that this woman is not signed.
Yeah,
shit. Dude, she is now scary, absolutely. But for anybody, I would see that as being gold. You know what I mean? I mean, while she's wrestling, she's grunting,
menacing.
making
she looks
noise. Yeah, I mean, mouth all messed up. I mean, it's just, I don't know. But
you know what they should do? You know what they should do? And I'm sorry to have to interrupt.
Yeah, man.
If she doesn't get signed, WWE may want to try and get her because that added to an Alexa Bliss thing could possibly work. And maybe it's just me with my childish ass, but I was just like,
well, I mean, to be honest with you, that would work. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, what happens after that match, though? I mean,
she becomes part of the regular.
Yeah, but you got to remember too. But you've had Sue Young and you've had Rosemary and was it a band?
But she's a little something different from that, though. She's not. I don't know, like how. She's scary looking, but not to the point where, you know, she's like from the dead. I mean, the whole idea.
She looks like Hills Have, what was that movie? Hills Have Eyes? You know, the people that in the desert, your car break down and they eat you and shit. Sounds bad, but that's exactly
no,
what
she has that look like, what's the
that's
movie
how you
like?
Get the red beard.
Oh, God. Like the movie Mad Max, you know, she
Apocalypse, post-apocalypse.
Yeah, that. But anyway, look, she had a match with Angelina Love and was, of course, whooping the shit out of Angelina. And it just got to a point because you at this time that you've seen her twice, you're going, she's got to win this Ring of Honor Women's Television tournament because who's going to beat her? You know, that's the first thought that comes to my mind. Sure enough, she grabs Angelina, put her in a sleeper hold over the ring. And as they're counting, you know, the ref count her to 5, she's not letting go. So the ref gave her another count of 5, pretty much a count of 10. I given her a chance. She still didn't let go. So she got disqualified, you know. So that's how they got her not continuing. And Angelina Love, who pretty much couldn't do nothing to this woman, now will advance to the semifinals. But I'm just saying, overall, man, I hate to not know I won't be seeing her much unless I try to figure out, you know, what local show she's on to see what she's doing because she's awesome. You know, I just wanted to shout her out for that. And so, yes, now you're going to have Roxy and Angelina Love in the semifinals. That's on one bracket. And the other one is Alizé. And the winner of that match they had was Allison Kay and Trish Adora. And the winner of that match ended up being Trish. And that match was great. In fact, I thought Allison Kay was going to end up winning that one because she was whipping all on Trish. But Trish came back, hit her with that Lariat Tubman move, and that was a wrap. So it's gonna be Alizé and Trish Adora, and then on the other side, Roxy and Angelina Love. So we're about to get to the finals, y'all, for the ROH Women's Championship. It's definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen it yet. And then the last match they had was for the Ring of Honor World Television title with Eli Isom versus Dragon Lee. And that right there was one hell of a match. Dragon Lee is just amazing. I don't get to see him work as much as I would like to, but he's on fire. And I see why I can see him even being one of, you know, eventually being the Ring of Honor World Champion. I mean, he's just that good. But Eli did a great job too. I mean, these guys put on one hell of a show. I'm just excited. I think they have I think I put down their next show is Death Before Dishonor. So they're just coming up September 12th. So and there's a big card coming up for that. So worth getting, man. Yeah, I mean, Ring of Honor they just do good stuff, man. And you know, listen to Caprice and Ian Riccaboni. Those two, I tell you, they don't care if there's nobody watching the show, if nobody's in the arena, they act as if, man, it's a million people in the arena and a million people watching, because they call that match with so much excitement. Sometimes I'll just drop my head a little bit and you'll just hear them go, "Oh my God, did you just see that?" And you just go and you're looking like, "Oh, wow, okay." You know, I have to go back and rewind it just to see what it is and go, "Oh, that was pretty dope." But you know, you just never see someone that gets so excited about matches like those two. And they make Ring of Honor really fun too. So really, man, shout out to them. As we coming close to the end, New Japan, Sensei, I didn't know. I pulled up the results for Strong. I didn't know if you want to go over that and any other things that took place for New Japan this week.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll talk about New Japan Strong. So Summer Struggle was on the 27th of August. On that show, we saw Bateman, Mysterioso, and Barrett Brown defeat the DKC, Adrian Quest, and Wheeler Yuta. Pretty solid match there. Carl Fredericks defeated Alexander James. And then Chris Dickinson, Brody King, Leo Rush, and Juice Robinson defeated Jarrell Nelson, Royce Isaacs, J.R. Kratos, and Tom Lawler. That match was pretty solid as well. Very, very solid show. New Japan Strong, as if there was any doubt. I mean, these guys put on great stuff. But all roads are leading to Dallas, Fort Worth area, September 25th and 26th, as New Japan Strong will be presenting Autumn Attack. Pretty solid matches have already been announced. Night one, you've got Carl Fredericks taking on Will Ospreay, which is fucking awesome. Should be a really good match. Also on that night, there's going to be Fred Rosser versus Minoru Suzuki. So very good stuff there. And then night two, Filthy Tom Lawler and Royce Isaacs representing Team Filthy against Suzuki Goon's team of Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer. So that one should be I've got to watch it for that match alone. Sure. And then elsewhere announced on that is Leo Rush versus Taiji Ishimori. So very, very solid match. Those guys are going to fly around the ring and just it'll be a treat to watch that one.
Chris Talk about just people said, saying they're retired.
Chris said, "Nice to know you, Rosser."
Pretty much, man.
Yeah.
Minoru Suzuki's no joke, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Man. Well, that's exciting. Something to look forward to, man. Out in Dallas in a couple of weeks, 2 nights again. It's funny, man. If we start getting, if we get the New Japan, if we pay for that, and then if we pay for Impact, and then I don't think Ring of Honor. They do have one. So you pay for Ring of Honor. We got WWE. AEW don't have one. So that's about $40 we could have every month that we pay just in for wrestling shows on a recurring matter.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm sure AEW will eventually, so it'll become $50, when that.
But that's a cheaper hobby than most, though. I mean, if you think about it, there's some hobbies that, way higher than 40 a month.
True. All right, cool. Well, I think that's it, man. Really no local wrestling need to, I think, be mentioned. And if so, most of the time you'll hear that on the Falco Files. So you can check that out on Wednesdays and hear what's going on there. With that, we're going to pretty much get ready to end the show. If you're watching us live, thanks for hanging out with us. We will be back in just a second because we got 3 count and we got some really good topics. I know you guys are going to enjoy. Stay online or actually jump back online when you see we are on and throw in your comments so we can get it in. If you're listening to us, thank you for listening, for downloading. Do us a favor. Tell other people who enjoys wrestling also about us. Tell them just to give us a chance. We're not the average wrestling podcast of having all the insides and all the connections. We just here for entertainment, man. If you want a good time just to laugh and hear us get mad at each other and laugh at each other and and just enjoy all the aspects of wrestling, man, just give us a chance, and I'm sure we will satisfy that need for you. All right. With that, we will see you next time. All right. Peace.
Gotta get an adult